Morning. How the devil are you? I hope you're well. How's your weekend been so far? Well, you know what day it is. It's Sunday. It's 10 a.m. It's time for the famous Foxes Aftermath Show, run by the fans, for the fans. Your opinion matters. So let's get them comments in. Let's get going. Come on, you Foxes.
Welcome to Leicester Fan TV. Are you ready for the show? Thanks to our sponsors, ADT Taxis, Everards, Pukka Pies, Pink Car Leasing, Leicester Riders, Hollogram, The Fox's Arms, Peter's Pizzeria, Hope Against Cancer, and Newby Co estate agents. We want your views, we want your comments, so join us live. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Morning all, how the devil are you? I hope you're well, I hope you're good. Slight few technical problems this morning. We're only streaming on YouTube. So please, if you're watching, please share this on YouTube or else it's going to be a very short show. If you're watching, please just drop us a share and tell everyone that it's only going to be on YouTube. What a boring week it's been. International week. How rubbish is International week? It really is bad, isn't it? That you just do not get much football on International week. So I'm going to bring in some of my local heroes. Is Geordie, Geordie Jono. Morning, Jono. How the devil are you?
Not bad yourself.
And we all know Jack. Jack needs no introduction, does he? Jack doesn't need an introduction whatsoever. Right then, lads, do us a favour. Just quickly share it on Facebook. We're on YouTube for us because it's only going out on YouTube this morning because we're having a few problems with it. But International week, Jono, what do you normally do on an International week when it's like this?
Ignore football because England are rubbish.
It wasn't it? I didn't even watch it last night. Did you watch it, Jack? No.
I just watch old match the day stuff and Monday night football stuff just to watch football stuff, but nothing apart from that. Nothing's interesting.
I watched Anton Deck last night. That's how bored it was. I watched Anton Deck in Saturday Night Takeaway. I quite enjoyed it. Not many people do. Jack, what's happening? What's happened so far in the world of Leicester this weekend? Come on, you're the man. You tell us what's happening or what is going to happen.
Vestergaard scored for Denmark. I mean, and then he gave away a penalty and they could have been sent off if it weren't for the last man situation.
It was. I couldn't believe it when Vestergaard scored. He equalised, didn't he? He equalised.
And then 15 million to 15p.
Then he got foot, and then he gave a goal away. I think he was at fault for the third goal as well. I think I'm not quite sure, but
yeah, the penalty.
He definitely gave a penalty away as well. So International weeks. We had Luke Thomas playing, didn't we, for the under-21s, Jono, and he looked like he had a full 90 minutes, didn't he? Put a full good performance in. For the under-21s. We won 4-1 against Austria, wasn't it? Was it Austria?
Yes.
Yeah, it was against Austria, wasn't it? So Luke Thomas is getting a bit of recognition, but not many other players get any recognition, do they, this International week, Jono, have they? Which is good for us because it stops the players getting injured, doesn't it? England play, like Madison, Barnes, JJ, that stops them getting injuries at all, we don't need any more injuries, do we, Jono?
We don't. And also if you look at, most of our players who are international play in Africa, we've got Lookman, Kelechi Iheanacho, and Didi, Daniel Amate, quite big players this season who are all going to Africa, but they're all no injury updates from them. So I think it's all good.
Yeah, it was nice to see Johnny Evans. He got 60-odd minutes for the Northern Ireland team, didn't he, Jack? So they sort of gave him a few minutes to get him interested, get his minutes in his legs. It'd be interesting to see. I don't think he's playing the next friendly, is he? He's back at Leicester now, isn't he? I think, Jack, training for the Man U game.
I think so, yeah. You don't want to push him back too much, do you? Johnny Evans is one of them who seems to go out with an injury every time he plays. But if you can keep him fit, he's a very good defender on his day, something Reedy don't seem to realise quite quickly. But there you go. That's Reedy's opinion and not anybody else's.
But you mentioned Lookman there, Jono. How do you think Lookman's season's gone so far? And do you think we should be signing him at the end of the season?
Million percent. I think he's, apart from his confidence, he's a player which I feel doesn't believe in himself. I think he has the ability, but doesn't believe in himself to do it. He sometimes passes backwards when I feel you can go forwards. But apart from that, I think he's been quality. That goal against Liverpool just shows his quality and what he can do in those moments. But so definitely sign him.
Yeah, Jack, you agree with that, Lookman? Lookman's done pretty well this year, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's done all right. He was good when he first came in. After all the criticism we gave him, even as at Leicester Fan TV criticised why are we signing a player like that.
I didn't.
But he's proved us wrong. He's proved us wrong like every other player does. I mean, and then he went off the boil a bit. Brendan Rodgers told him to come and defend and not attack and run at the defenders as much. But when he does run at the defenders, he's unplayable at times. But he's starting to get that mojo back again where he can be very good. That sort of Adamo Lookman player at Fulham where he was very good and scoring goals. Hopefully he can get a few more before. And then maybe we'll see what happens and how much he's actually going to cost us because I won't pay 35 million for him, to be honest.
No, I think that figure's a bit exaggerated, really. I think it's only going to be around about the 15, 20 million pound mark, which I would say is a pretty decent buy for Leicester. Also, yesterday, actually, this man, which has been talked about forever and a day. Oops, let's get him back on screen a bit more. Sorry. Tarkowski, James Tarkowski. What do you think to him, Jono? Do you think he's worth a dabble in the transfer market? Because we've been after him for 3 years. It got 50 million, then it went to 30 million. Now it's a freebie.
If he's free, 1,000,000%, we need. I think going into next season, we need 3 things. 1, Brenton to not be so stubborn. Second is to either get a new medical team or get backups. And 3, players to put their ideas up. I think.
Yeah. The only thing that I worry about Tarkowski is the way Burnley play. You've got 2 old-fashioned centre-halves there that like putting a tackle in and they're just, if in doubt, kick it out. Rodgers doesn't play that kind of way, does he? He likes the press. He likes the defenders to pass the ball. I saw a stat the other day that I think Amati has got an 85, 87% pass completion record and Tarkowski's down to about 65. Whether that's the style of play that Brendan Rodgers Sean Dyche plays at Burnley, but do you think he would fit into our side, Jack, Tarkowski, the way he plays, or is it can he change his way?
I'd take him on a free. I'm sure it'd be a better bargain than Vestergaard. I mean, you won't have to pay 15 million for him. He's more quicker than Vestergaard as well, more mobile. But I think Tarkowski, Leicester's been linked with him for plenty of times now. So have West Ham. West Ham were going to pay 35 million for him when we were going to sign for Farner. But I mean, Tarkowski wants to leave Burnley. I've been told by Burnley fans that he wants to leave Burnley. So I think his next destination could be Leicester this summer. Where he's going to fit in, I'm not sure because Wesley Fofana is going to be back next season. Johnny Evans is going to be back next season. Seunchu, we've got Amati. We've got so many centre-backs to choose from. So who plays where and what partnership do Leicester City go for next season when it does come to choosing our first choice centre halves?
So, Jono, if we get this man in, Tarkowski, is that the end for Vestergaard? Do you think Vestergaard will be out? Will be shipped out?
I'll give him a tax about Southampton now.
Thing is, I know you're laughing, Jack, but you think you just mentioned it. You've got Johnny Evans, you've got Amati, you've got Soyuncu, you've got Little Wes, and then at the minute you've got Vestergaard. So he's 5th, isn't he? He's 5th on the list. 5. So if you get Tarkowski in, that's 6.
That's 6.
So are we going to be needing that, Jono?
Yes.
6 centre halves.
This season's proven we need players.
But you know what prima donna players are in the Premiership? They like to play football, and if they don't get a game, they'll start kicking up a fuss.
But next season, we've still got all the competition. We've still got all the competitions. What's this season? We're like, we've got loads of players in. It's brilliant. We've got the backup. Still not having enough players. We need more players.
But we only got players as squad players. We need how many actually players have we bought recently that are first team starters?
Who?
None.
that we bought that are first team starters
we bought?
over the last 2 years?
Oh, that's one.
Who's that?
Daka.
As a starter?
I'll
As a
start
first,
Daka, yeah.
you'll start Data over at Daka over Jamie Vardy?
I think he could be a starter, yes.
Yeah, but I'm saying, I actually said we haven't bought first team start. We bought squad players.
Fafana last season, wasn't it?
Fafana, yeah, Fafana. He's probably the only one. But even then, I don't think Fafana was going to be playing as many games as he did last year.
But he was the best defender, one of the best defenders we've ever bought.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Apart from Big Bob Hazel, but that's before your time. That's in. I've just noticed, Jono, you've got the home kit on to what I've got on from back in 1982, 3, 4 when it was on. So we've gone retro, and Jack's gone. What you got on, Jack? This year's shirt.
Yeah,
You've got this year. So we're a bit behind you, Jack. Well, I suppose that's nothing wrong, nothing new there, is it? We're a bit behind Jack. But yeah, I forgot what I was centre half, wasn't I? We were talking about centre half, weren't we? So yeah, I think we need to, because the squad numbers as well. The squad number's only 25, isn't it? And we've got a maximum of 25 at the minute. So somebody will have to go.
That's the God.
Yeah.
Ryan Bertrand.
Unfortunately, I think where's he gone? I've lost him. Unfortunately, I think this man might be going as well. Although he's never let us down at all, has he?
That pass to Barnes to Vestergaard was world class. That's
a Makaleli pass. That
was unbelievable. You know, indeed, that's the first. Like with Ndidi gone, we're all going to worry. I didn't miss Ndidi that game.
Yeah, I'm just going to bring Mahad in. He's just joined. Let's get him in.
Here comes Parker.
Morning. Oh, he's not there. Oh,
he's frozen.
Are you there, Mahad? He's there. There's a smile on his face, so we know he's there. How are you, pal? You good?
Yeah, I'm well. How are you?
I'm good. I've just been asking Tweedledee and Tweedledum here about the season. So what do you think so far? What's happened? What's gone wrong? What's gone right in your mind, pal?
I think Brendan's coaching in terms of getting this defense to work as a unit, it's a bit suspect. And my main worry is that when we get the team back together, I think his sort of stubbornness will come out. You know, he refuses to change the tactic. He refuses to change the formation. He refuses to play two up top, which seems to work. And then he's got his favourites. Like, I don't get why he doesn't decide to try to switch out some of the players, especially in our attack. If it's not working, he always loves to play Albrighton, but every time I see him play, he always seems to go to the right back position. So you end up with Ricardo and right back almost hand in hand. And then we end up with the right wing position completely empty. I think he's decent, Albrighton, but I think he's a right back more than he is a right winger. You see? I think in the formation he plays now.
I think that's down to age, pal. I think he's lost that bit of speed.
Yeah.
You'll find it when you get a bit older, pal. You'll find you'll lose a bit of speed, mate. Take it from me.
Westwood's already lost it.
Well, go on. Sorry, carry on, mate.
Years ago.
Yeah, I think if he wants to keep this formation going, he needs to play Kelechi up top, because I think what Kelechi does, he comes a bit deep. And then what was happening last game was, I don't think we played amazingly, but I think it was much better than before, because we had Kelechi came deep and he got involved in the build-up, and then everyone was running on behind him. And then we've got people like Keenan Dewsbury Hall who have actually got the legs that Maddison doesn't have to get on beyond the striker. I think that could be the future if he wants to keep the formation going. But if he brings back Vardy when he comes back, and he brings back or he tries to play Daka, because I suspect if Daka hadn't come back from an illness, he would have played him against Brentford, and we probably wouldn't have won the game. So he either needs to play two up top or play Kelechi in the middle in that 4-3-3. Otherwise, we end up with the striker doing the graveyard shift, and so it's almost like he's out of the game.
Yeah, Nick Moore's agreeing with you a bit about Albrighton here, man. Don't knock Albrighton. The lad gives 100%. He's the best crosser we have on the books. He won the league. should have gone away with England. I'm not quite sure he should have gone away with England, but yeah, I think he is probably the most underrated player in the Leicester team, isn't he? No one gives him credit, really,
No,
for what he does.
Man's a credit to the football club, isn't it? Mark Albright and Kevin. He's
Kevin!
a fantastic. He's a workhorse, Jamie. He's the only Leicester player that wears his heart on his sleeve. He goes 100% for the football club. He might not have the pace that everybody wants in a winger. His cross is second to none. He's fantastic.
He's got it
he
up
works
there, though,
hard.
hasn't he? He's got it there. He can read
his
the
football
game.
intelligence is fantastic. He can pick a pass out when no one expects it. He's been a great servant for years, and he'll go down as a legend when he does retire from football.
I think you're disrespectful to Dewsbury Hall there. I think he's also proper workhorse.
That's what he said. Mahad said that. He's a proper workhorse. He what?
He just said Albright, but I think Dewsbury
Hall. He said Dewsbury Hall. He did bring Dewsbury Hall in, Jono.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah,
don't criticise Dewsbury Hall.
He was talking about Nacho coming back to receive the ball and Dewsbury Hall, the workhorse going forward. So he's actually said what you've just said, what you weren't listening to. Did you have him on mute then for a minute then, pal?
No, about Jack, who just said...
Oh, Jack.
Yes. But no, we've got a few players, is what I was saying before, we don't have enough players who put their all in for the team.
Yeah. Just to let everyone know, sorry, we're not on Facebook today for some technical reasons. If you're watching on YouTube, please like and share it and tell everyone we're on YouTube. For some reason this week, StreamYard's been a bit of a problem, isn't it, Jack, this week? So, but we're getting there. We're getting there. Just quickly talk about the PSV game, Jack. Yeah. You're going home and away, aren't you?
I am, yes.
You're going home and away. I'm a bit disappointed at the tickets. There's still about 10,000 tickets, Mahad. What do you think? What do you think the reason is, pal, that there's still that many tickets left?
To be honest, I don't know, but it does really beg the question. You know, the whole thing about the stadium, that we're expanding it 100 million and then we're going to build a whole concourse like Wembley Way. And they said that's maybe another 100 million. It does seem like we're wasting money on stuff. I would rather than reinvest it for several years of Europe, and then they can slowly build up their finances and then expand. Because I don't know if we've got enough of a fan base to try to pack out 40k if we can't pack out a Europa conference game, especially when we don't enter Europe a lot.
Yeah, I agree with you there, pal. That I think you'll pack it out for like the Man U, the Chelsea, the Liverpool games, the Man City games, but then the other 15 home games we've got, I think you'd be struggling. You'd probably be looking at somewhere between what we are now, maximum 35,000. It's an upgrade of 2,500, but I don't think it would fill it out for a full 8,000 on top. Do you agree, Jono? Especially now, Rennes, we couldn't fill it out then, did we? It was 2,500 short there. PSV looks like it's not going to be full house, and it's quarterfinal. I know it's only the Conference League, but it's still a European competition that we have a chance of winning. We could be the first winners of it. It's a quarterfinals of a European competition, Jono. Surely it would be full. You would have thought it would have been full.
It will sell out for 6 games of the season.
Yeah.
But apart from those 6 games, it wouldn't be empty, but it will just be this normal capacity of the stadium, which it is now. But I think what we're trying to do is just try and grow the club. I think what is Top's vision is grow the club progressively, keep on consistently getting to Europe. I'm not saying we should get fake fans, but I think we should try and establish we are like getting towards a bigger club. I think that's what the dream is to build the club bigger.
Yeah, here, Jack. Nick Moore said we can pack out 40,000 easily if the team starts doing well again. We'll pack it out, no problem. I'm not sure that's. I agree with what he's saying, but surely if you're a fan, you go no matter what. If you don't go, you're not a fair weather fan. You go week in, week out, and see the team play and try to back them as much as possible. Yes, I know I've had my moments about it, and I'll still support the club. And by supporting the club, but it means going to the games. I try and get back as much as possible. I made a 46-hour round trip to get back to the Rennes game. I can't for PSV because I'll be starting work. But surely to show support, you go to the games, whether it's wind, rain, snow, or what, Jack? Surely, like you.
Yeah, so it's about supporting your club. You support your club from day one, no matter how bad it is, how good it is. Every club's going to have sunny days and rainy days. Football fan, it's all about the passion, the excitement, the ups, the downs, and you just back your club no matter what. I mean, that stadium would only sell out, plus that 8K if Leicester in the Champions League. I mean, Champions League games, everyone wanted tickets for, because it's the Europa League and the Europa Conference League, no one's interested. Like you say, Jamie, the Man Cities, the Liverpools, the Man Uniteds, and they'd sell out quite quickly. But I think, there's probably 20K diehard Leicester City fans who were there in League One, when we did go down to League One up into where we are now. They're still here. They're still back in the club. And then you just get these people who only go and watch certain clubs, which really, that's not a supporter. That's not. That's just. Yeah. You'd probably call them a neutral, if anything else, if to go and call themselves a Liverpool fan. I mean,
just one thing there. Ian Barron, the Mad Darlington fan. Thanks for watching, Ian. If the match tickets were affordable, the ground would be full. Mahad.
Yeah.
The Rens tickets were 15 quid, weren't they? If I remember, 20 quid to non-members, 15 quid to members and season ticket holders. It's 25 and 30 this for the PSV game. Do you think the prices are wrong for the quarterfinal, or do you think that's quite fair for a quarterfinal of a Europa competition, Mahad?
To be honest, I think there was a few months ago, there was a documentary on BBC iPlayer called Fever Pitch or something like that. And it was about the rise of the Premier League. And from what I heard was that the FA decided it moved toward a more middle-class audience. So they purposefully raised the price tickets. And then obviously it changed the whole look of the game to the point where Kenny Dalglish literally 5 years later was saying that the complexion of what a fan is now, the makeup of the fan base has changed. So in a lot of areas, you're getting, especially poor areas, because Leicester's not a rich city. It's a very working class city when you look at the high levels of poverty and unemployment and stuff like that. And then to then have, what I've noticed is it's because I live off the South. You see quite a lot of people actually coming from the outside of town. So you're getting a lot of people from places like Camsthorpe, stuff like that. But I think if they reduce the prices of the tickets, I think it might make it more affordable, simply, especially for Premier League. But I'm not sure if Europa League, because I've seen they're quite cheap anyway.
Yeah, I think the prices, I think, are set. I'm not 100% sure on this, Jono, but I think the prices are set by UEFA, not by the club. Is that right?
I was going to say UEFA because, all they think about is money. That's why they built the company in the first place, was to get money. But I think if the ticket prices are rising, it's because, don't forget, we've had COVID, the pandemic, and duty-free has suffered big time. I'd rather invest money.
Don't I know it, pal?
I'd rather invest money in the club at the moment, just to, we have the, because we have the best owner out of everyone. I'd rather put money in, I'd rather buy the shirts, put money into the club, knowing that it's going back to the club and supporting the fans. That's what I believe in the moment with our club.
See, it's like the Mad Darlington fan, Ian says, I would rather have cheaper prices and full stadiums in all forms of football. Yeah, that is very true. To get people encouraged, yes, we ought to drop the price, especially in league games. I do agree with that one. You won't sell more programs of food drinks if it's a no-brainer. It's true though, isn't it? If you get full stadiums, you're going to make it on merchandise, aren't you? And get your money that way.
Yeah. If you're not having full stadiums, you're going to be getting it through shirt sales, matches away from home. Obviously, they're going to sell out every week, aren't they? The away tickets. And then you also, like you say, merchandise and your car park and all that. I mean, times are hard, aren't they? For people. People are struggling to feed the families and that. People want to go to Leicester City, but for a family of four, it's going to cost you a bomb, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's one of them where I feel sometimes if they can do like a family thing where you can get cheaper tickets, I think it'd be attracting more people to come in and say, you know what, we'll actually go and watch Leicester City. They're a very valued club when it comes to ticket prices, and they're very fair on them. But I mean,
it's like Nick Moore says, the club, in my mind, our Leicester City owners do not rip our fans off, because the amount of freebies we've been given, from free beer to donuts, scarves, T-shirts, flags. I know the clappers are a pain in the arse, and some people like them, some people don't. But they still cost. To print to print one of them clappers that I've got here, it still cost a fortune to print. So they're giving out free the scarves, the donuts, the beer. The club have to pay for them. So even though it doesn't seem like they're getting a lot, the club are giving a lot. They are giving an awful lot in freebies. Yeah. Enough about the club. We're going to now talk, Mahad. You're going to be the first one to talk about the Man U. The Man U game this weekend coming. 2 weeks without a league game. Come on, then. What do you think is going to happen this week? If you were in Brendan's chair? We've all thought about this ourselves. Being in Brendan's chair, what would you want to do, Mahad?
I'd change the formation.
Don't say smack him.
It'd rob me best if I was taking him to the airport.
Probably grab him by the tie, change the formation, and do some defensive coaching.
What formation would you play then, pal?
I think maybe a very narrow a narrow diamond with two up top, like a 4-1-2-1-2, and then play Daka Kelechi together up front. If Fofana is able to do maybe 60 minutes, then I'd play Fofana with Soyuncu, or maybe Fofana with Amati, because Soyuncu's I don't know what's happened to him.
Do you think Soyuncu's got better since Fofana's come back, pal? Do you think because Fofana's been training, do you think Soyuncu, I know he's not at his best, but do you think he's improving?
No.
Or he's still a bag of, I won't say it this early in the morning. He's still terrible.
I think he's good.
I think he's 24 years old. If you need someone to baby you, especially a 19-year-old or a 20-year-old, then I think that says something more about you as a player.
But when this man was playing the last 2 years injury-free, Reedy's going to hate me for saying this, he got us 85 million quid from Maguire when Johnny Evans was playing next door to him. Yeah? Then when Maguire left, Soyuncu came in, Johnny Evans was playing with him, and there was clubs looking at him for 40, 50 million. So do you think Johnny Evans is the main man and he has to play, if he's fit enough, to play week in, week out with probably young little Wes?
I think that's the dream team. I just don't think he can do it. From what I heard, he's got an injury. It's like a tissue that connects from your heel to the tips of your toes. So it's really painful. And then apparently he snapped it or something like that. So it just keeps coming back and again and again. So I think his problem is at this point, he's more of a captain behind the scenes, a bit like Wes Morgan towards the end. I think that's maybe his role now. But I think in the summer, it just means we need to get 2 centre-backs, maybe a full-back as well, because I'm not sure about Ricardo's fitness overall. So I think the main thing we should invest in summer especially is a Tielemans replacement, and then maybe 2 centre-backs and a full-back, something like that. Like, I think that would be the minimum.
Rightio. Jono, what do you think where's it gone? I've lost the comments now. LCFC Grays comment. Here we go. We can beat United. Do you think we can beat United? Craig Pearson has said attack Slabhead. He's the weakest link. Do you think that's the right thing? LCFC Grays also said the same as we did at KP. Do you think that's right? That's what we need to do?
I think we could beat them, but I'll have to disagree, Mahad. I think we can't go narrow because our biggest threat last few games has been on the wing with Barnes. I think we have to utilise the wing. I think the standard 4-4-2, 2 strikers up front. I think you go back to basics and just attack them that way. Vardy and Nacho, Barnes on the left, Lookman on the right, Maddison and Dewsbury in the middle. I think would be a really good formation. Yeah,
Jack, if I remember rightly, I think we haven't lost in 4 games to them now. We had a 2-2 draw, the FA Cup quarter-final, a win at their place last year when Soyuncu scored with a header at the back post, and then we beat them 4-2 at our place. So it's 4 games unbeaten against Man U. That's some record at the minute against them, isn't it, pal?
Yeah, it's a good record. Harry Maguire needs to keep that fridge door closed, because if he keeps it open, then we're going to dominate it. We're going to be taking the food out of the fridge freely as we can.
The light will be on that long if it's that open. The battery will run out, won't it?
I think he runs out every game. I think that's why England's dropped him. We need to attack them. Yeah, we need to come at Man United. It's going to be all about Ronaldo, the Sanchos, the Fernandezes, the Pogbas. We need to shut them up. And we need to shut them shop. I mean, we're a good side when we want to play. We relish playing against the top sides at the big stadiums and that. We've turned over a few at their places. Arsenal, Man City, even Spurs, if they can call themselves a big club. If we can go out next week and attack and go and take the game to Man United and that, and maybe Vardy will be back next week as well, so he'll have a goal against Harry Maguire, the fridge. But I mean, Man United, they're not really having a great season, are they, under any manager? So I guess for us, it's about exploiting Man United's weaknesses and go for the kill.
Go on then, Jack. As you've done that detailed description of how we're going to beat them, what's the score going to be? Jono, don't go, oh no. You knew this was coming. So, Jack, what did you say?
I'm gonna go 3-1 to Leicester.
Ooh, confident. I tell you what, I don't normally write these down this early, but I'm going to put this down and see. So 3-1 to us. Right. Okay,
yeah, damn right.
Cool then, Mahad. What do you think? Score-wise next week. I know it's early, but...
I think, to be honest, we can play this formation, and then if Kelechi's up front and we play or we attack like we did last week, round after round, I think we can win 3-1. But I think we'll still concede a goal because we're a bit Jekyll and Hyde.
I'm so surprised.
3-1. Both of them are gone for 3-1. That's an early confidence booster. Come on then, Jono. Jono's looking worried now. Jono's looking worried. See, Jono's got to pick the lottery. Did you win the lottery last night, Jono?
I don't do gambling.
Oh, okay. But you've got the scores right pretty a lot just recently.
I'm going to go 2-1 to Leicester.
2-1 Leicester. 2-1 Leicester. And there's no need telling everyone what I'm going for because everyone knows.
2-2.
There we go. See, everyone knows. So the way it's the way point. If you can't win, do not lose. And the 2-2 draw, get a point away from home is I'm not even writing. I've got to write my score down. I don't even know why I'm writing it down because I know everyone knows, so it's not worth it. Just one last thing before we go. We've got a very important April, haven't we, Jono? We've got 8 games in April. They come really fast and furious. It could even be 9 if we beat PSV. What do you think his team selection is going to be, Jono? How's it going to work? Is he going to make changes and if he does, what games do you think he's going to make changes in?
I think against Man U will be our strongest team. And then I just think we'll play it by ear. I think we can't go, we'll play this team this time, because we'll get injuries again. We just have to play by ear. If this player's fit and ready, we'll play him, and then maybe go, we'll rest this player for the other game, depending on what happens. So I think we'll just play it by ear, I think. Yeah,
do you agree with that, Mahad, that we'll play a strong side against Man U? And then what do you think to the PSV? Because we've had 2 weeks off without a game. So the rest and relaxation, they've probably all buggered off to Dubai for a few days and that, got a bit of warm weather. What do you think? A strong side against Man U and then the PSV game? And then how do you think it's going to work, pal?
I think we just have to play strongest team again. I think our biggest problem is not playing the strongest team. Our huge problem is that we've got a medical team that's shafting the players. But I'm hearing that they're going to... I've heard the contract for the guy's finished, so they're getting rid of him and they're going to get another guy. So if that's fixed, then hopefully next season won't have as many problems. But I think I've read they're second in the Eredivisie, and that gives us confidence as well. So we're going to have to be sharp in that game.
Yeah. I mean, we've really got to pull a thumb out, haven't we, and pull our socks up, and take the ball by the horns and go for it in April, I think we ought to play we've got 11 games left in the Premier League.
Organs blazing.
How many games we played, Jack? 26, is it? We played, or 27?
I'm not sure. I'll have a look.
I think it's 27. So we've got 11 games left. So we've got 13. We could possibly have only 13 games left if we lose to PSV.
27.
If we get to the if we get to the semi-finals, then we've got 15. If we get to the final, we've got possibly 16 games altogether.
We've got 11 games. Minimum 11 games.
Minimum 13, because we've got 2 PSV games. So
that's
minimum
PSV games.
Oh, sorry, yeah. But yeah, so I think we ought to go for it and play the strongest side as much as possible. I really do. At least at the beginning of April, get them points on the board and then see how it goes. Right then, lads, I'm going to love you and leave you. Thanks for joining me. Cheers, Mahad. Glad you managed to get on my Sunday morning show eventually. It took a while, but you got there eventually.
Yeah.
Cheers, pal. Enjoy your day, and we shall see you next week sometime through the week, pal. Yeah. Cheers, mate. Thank you. Jack, where are you going this afternoon?
Leicester City women versus Chelsea at King Power.
Good. What do you think the score's going to be today, Leicester-Chelsea?
2-1 Leicester, mate.
Tough game. It's a tough game, isn't it? It's a tough game.
Anyone's a tough game, yeah, but then Chelsea women are not used to playing on the men's pitches, so it's going to be more width than that.
Where are you going to go for a drink before the game? Because the Blues bar is now closed. What are you going to do?
Might have to just settle. I might as well just have to settle for a bottle of pop in the concourse.
You have to take your own tinnies. You have to take your own tinnies like Craig Pearson does and sits outside the Holiday Inn out of a brown paper bag like I saw him last week. Or against Rennes, sorry, not last week. 2 weeks. It was 2 weeks ago since I was last there. So we'll let you get ready. What time's kick-off, Jack?
3 o'clock. It's on Sky Sports.
It certainly is, pal. Right, we shall see you again, Jack. Cheers, mates. Have a good afternoon. Right, Jono, that's it, pal. Thanks for joining me. Much appreciated.
No problem,
what are you doing this afternoon? Are you going out or are you just...
Walk the dog and just chill. Just
chill. Yeah, that's about all I'm going to do. So I shall see you through the week, pal. If not, I'll see you on Sunday. Craig Pearson, yes, I knew you were still watching, pal. You've got nothing better to do on a Sunday morning than drink. Well, no, you're not drinking this time of the morning. It's not like Woodgate, is it? Woodgate 80 drinking out the back of my car before the game, is it, Craig? Right then, Jono, we shall see you later, pal. Be good. See you later, mate. Well, thanks for joining. Sorry for the technical difficulties, not being able to go onto Facebook for some reason. That's out of my pay scale. That's more technical than I know. That's Phil's pay level. We'll get him to sort it. It's been absolutely a privilege. Thank you for watching. So I'd say there's not much to talk about, really, is there? It's been a hard week. It's International Week. It's not the best week. Not a lot's really happened. We'll just have to wait and see. So it's ciao, ciao, adios, goodbye. Top of the morning to you. Come on, you Foxes, for next week.
Thanks for watching Leicester Fan TV. Thanks to our sponsors, ADT Taxis, Everards, Pukka Pies, Pink Car Leasing, Leicester Riders, Hollogram, The Fox's Arms, Peter's Pizzeria, Hope Against Cancer, and Newby Co estate agents. Make sure to follow us on all of our social channels at Leicester Fan TV. Visit our website, leicesterfantv.com.